So here's a wonderful activity that we do with clients and in classrooms in day prep. And it's to make a poetry anthology. A poetry anthology can be for a single student. It also could be for a group of students. So you can do this whole class. Poems are an incredible way of building literacy and writing and just a love of learning because of how accessible it is, how fun and playful it is, and how it helps us stay connected to our free child. So, which is the ego state within us that allows us to tap into our signature skills and our soul qualities. So to do this, we have the directions for about 11 different types of poems that are very accessible for kids to learn. So what you do is you can do it in any number of ways. We do this in a single week poetry clinic. You can do it over the course of an entire year, focusing on one type of poetry per month. It's whatever way makes sense for you, depending on your grouping or your client. You can also do this with a single client over a several month period. So the way you do it is you just teach each type of poem, and then you have them, this is the dedication page in their published book, and then you have them play with that type of poem. So they did the instruction here for the haiku, and then they did each did an illustration, and then this was scanned in. So the children spent a long time writing this and editing and all of that. You're seeing here the finished product, obviously. And then the teacher typed these up using fun fonts. And then this page was actually passed around to all three of these students to do their own illustrations. So Emiliano did this illustration, and actually no, this is his whole page. So all three poems that Emiliano wrote are on here, and then he did his illustrations. That makes more sense. Okay, so then here's another one. This is a free prose poem. Okay, and again, Ainsley got to illustrate this. This is called a shape poem, where you take the shape of something, you write a poem about it, and then you go around it. Again, you're seeing the finished product, not all the work that went into his creation of this poem. For this one, he did all of the drawing, then he actually penciled the poem all around it, and then I actually did the Sharpie. So we left it in his writing. That's why we use the Sharpie, but he actually did, this is actually his writing. And then we just went over it. It's hard for children that are a little younger. I think he was in 3rd or 4th grade. So just make sure you're supporting them so it's not frustrational, and so that it looks really nice when they're done, because then they'll be more proud of it. Here's another picture poem. And then another haiku here, and then mom, nice, clean, loving, helping, laughing, I love my mom, mother. Okay, so all of the students are represented. Here's Ainsley's picture poem, which is also the magic page, because that's the page that matches the cover. Kids love finding the magic page in a book. And so this is obviously acrostics, and this is his whole theme is sharks. So he did the Mako, I don't know if I'm saying that right, my dad caught one, amazing at swimming, killers, ocean is its habitat. Okay. And then we have a limerick. There once was a girl named Casey. She wanted to go to Macy. She got in her car, but she went too far and ended up at another placey. That's really cute. And then here's his car that he drew. And again, this was a directed drawing. So he has the car parts, he has the road on the ground. So this is kind of the point of doing directed drawings, is because you end up with something really rad that the student actually feels really confident about, and they're happy to share. So at the end of this poetry clinic, which was a week-long clinic, the students were able to have a tea for their parents, and what they did was they stood up and they, look at this drawing. I mean, they really, really put a lot of pride in their work if you inspire them in that way to do so. Okay, so you get the idea. But then we had a poetry tea, and they got to read to their families and everything. So here's a whole poem about the gold rush. So this, of course, you can do it across subject areas. And then, of course, the sharks is science, right? So you can really have fun with this. And then in the back, we did an about the author. We always do an about the author. Again, these things, if these get left off, then the magic of the process really gets diminished. So we don't want to cut the corners. It's them, the pictures are them at the writing clinic. So it's actually them doing their work. And the parents just love this. They love seeing their child be inspired. And this really changes kids as authors.